And with us live right now, the former Hewlett-Packard CEO who's trying to unseat Senator Boxer, Republican Carly Fiorina. Thanks for being with us.
Great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
All right, she hit you pretty hard there. You want to hit back?
Well, you know, I agree with Barbara Boxer. This election should be about our respective records. I've been held accountable. I started out as a secretary. When I was a secretary, I was accountable to my boss. When I was a CEO, I was accountable to millions of customers, thousands of shareholders, hundreds of thousands of employees. Barbara Boxer has behaved for the last 28 years as if she's accountable to no one. But the truth is, she's accountable to the voters. Her track record is one of failure. She has been ineffective for the state of California. It's why her own hometown newspaper refused to endorse her. They called her bitterly partisan. They called her ineffective. Her cap-and-trade legislation has been described as the most expensive piece of legislation in U.S. history. She has destroyed jobs in our state. She has led on not a single issue of importance to this state, whether it's water or job creation or trade.
What about clean coastline? People say that she deserves some credit for the fact that California has not had a major oil spill disaster.
You know, the people of California have this decision within their hands. What Barbara Boxer would like to do is take that decision out of the people of California's hands and send it back to Washington. Barbara Boxer believes every decision belongs in Washington, and I think a lot of folks believe that people closest to the problems needs to make the decision.
Let me go back to this issue that she has been pounding you on in these advertisements on outsourcing.
Yeah.
She uses your words where you say, I know why these jobs went to China and to India and that sort of thing.
Or to Texas or to North Carolina.
Right. So tell me what is fair and what is realistic in terms of a critique of the way the U.S. economy has been run that has sent jobs overseas, because a lot of average Americans are concerned about that, are upset about that.
Well, that ad is hypocritical in the extreme for two reasons. First, Barbara Boxer has taken hundreds of thousands of dollars in campaign contributions from companies ranging from Cisco to Time Warner that have outsourced jobs overseas. So maybe she should give.
There's anything wrong with those.
Maybe she should give the dollars back. No, I think we need to fight for our jobs in this country. It is her policies that have sent jobs out of this country. Policies like our R&D tax credit is now 17th in the world. It needs to be #1. Policies like our tax rate is 35%. The average outside of the U.S. is 18%. Policies like we are crushing small businesses, crushing family-owned businesses. That's why we are destroying jobs in this state and in this nation. Our small business owners, our family-owned businesses create 2/3 of the new jobs in this country, employ half the people, and Barbara Boxer's policies, trillions of dollars in tax increases, trillions of dollars in new government spending. It is her policies that are destroying job creation in the private sector.
Now, she gets pretty personal and sort of talks about the money that you made as a CEO, suggesting that you're unfeeling and not caring about ordinary people. Does that hurt to see that on TV when they're portraying you as some kind of Marie Antoinette?
You know, I've expected this from Barbara Boxer all along. She is a divisive politician who will do anything to distract from her own record. She will do anything to distract from the issues that are on the minds of Californians. 2.2 million people out of work. 100,000 new federal government bureaucrats in the last 12 months alone. But you know what? Shareholders voted on my pay. I think voters would be interested to know that Barbara Boxer has become a multimillionaire since she went to the U.S. Senate. She has had special access to IPOs. Her family members have profited from her service. And this, as a senator who is chairman of the Ethics Committee, I think voters would find that shocking.
Do you think, as somebody who's running statewide, that this controversy over the Jerry Brown whore remark or his AIDS remark ought to be an issue? Is it a major insult to women, or is that trivia that distracts us from the real issues of the campaign?
Of course it's a major insult to women. Women should never be described in that language. And Jerry Brown should have apologized the other day in the debate, and I think the issue would have gone away more quickly.
How do you make up what is a narrow lead for Boxer when she's got a big cash advantage, as we saw today? You had a good fundraising quarter. She's got a lot more cash.
Well, look, we are in a dead heat against an opponent that has outspent us 2-1. Barbara Boxer can get above about 45% of the vote. We have the money we need to run a very strong campaign. for the next 18 days. If I were an incumbent like Barbara Boxer and I couldn't get more than 45% of the vote, I'd be deeply worried. And Barbara Boxer is deeply worried tonight, and she should be. Because the voters of California want to know where are the jobs, what has she led on, and they're taking a hard, long look at her record. It is clear, it is consistent. She has done nothing to help the people of California.
If you win, are you going to join Christine O'Donnell and Sharon Angle in the Tea Party caucus?
Well, look, let's worry about what happens after November 2nd, once we get through November 2nd. But here's what I have said. The people of California are going to send me to the U.S. Senate. And the first thing that I will do is sit down with the senior senator from California, Dianne Feinstein, and work on those things that we can do together to help bring relief to the people of California. And one of the first things we can do is get the water turned back on in our Central Valley and put people back to work.
Carly Fiorina, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for
Appreciate it.
having me.